Hi students, welcome to Madras Math Kernel. The chapter what you are going to see in this video is chapter 3, pair of linear equations and two variables. The subtopic you are going to see here is concept and example explanations of exercise 3.6. The subtopic here is equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables, right? That is mainly application oriented problems. So example 17, solve the pair of equations 2 by x plus 3 by y equal to 13, 5 by x minus 4 by y equal to minus 2. So first I am taking this as equations 1 and 2. So if you see the variables, they are appearing in the denominator. So if it is in the denominator, your job will be somewhat tedious if you approach the problem directly. So to avoid that complexity, I am assuming 1 by x as p and 1 by y as q. So wherever I have 1 by x, I can replace it with p. Wherever I have 1 by y, I can replace it with q. Okay. So here I have 1 by x, here I have 1 by y, here it's 1 by x, 1 by y. So if you replace your 1 by x with p, it is 2p plus 3q equal to 13. Rewriting the first equation. Similarly, rewriting the second equation, 5p minus 4q equal to minus 2. So this is my third and fourth equation. I am giving the name as 3 and 4. Now again the same procedure whatever you have done in your cross multiplication or your elimination method or your substitution method. I used to follow always this elimination method. Even all the teachers, they will prefer this elimination method. So here I am considering the elimination method, right? Even if you want, you can go for your substitution or cross multiplication methods also. When your coefficients of x and y, they are very big numbers, then I will recommend you to go for this cross multiplication, right? So it depends upon the given problem. You have to decide the method, which method you want to go for. So here you inspect the coefficients. If you see it here it is 2 and 5, here it is 3 and 4. Okay, so I have taken this 3 and 4. I multiplied the third equation by 4 and fourth equation by 3. Okay, so 3 into 4 and 4 into 3. So I got into 4 will give you 2 into 4 is 8, 2 into 3 into 4 is 12, 13 into 4 is 52. Similarly, fourth equation, you multiply it by 3, that is 15 minus 12, 3 into minus 2 is minus 6. So these variable will entirely get cancelled. The remaining thing is 23p equal to 46. So p I got it as 2. Similarly, substitute p equal to 2 in equation 3. So 2p plus 3q equal to 13 is equation 3. So after substituting, I am getting q as 3, right? So now what do you do as a final step? P we have assumed p for what? 1 by x we have taken it as p, but what you got for p? You got 2 as the answer for p. So p equal to 1 by x, but what we have got it as, that as 2. So you cross multiply it again, x will go that side to the numerator, 2 will come to the denominator. So x is equal to half. A similar way, q is equal to 1 by y, that is equal to 3. So y is equal to 1 by 3. Okay. So this is the method which is apt for your, this is the answer which is apt for your topic, right? So what is your topic? Equations reducible to a pair of linear equations. Initially you are given with some complex equation, you reduce it to a simple linear equation, then you solved it, then you again converted that assumption to get the answer what you want. Okay, then coming to example 18, solve the following pair of equations by reducing them to a pair of linear equations. Okay, here 5 by x minus 1 plus 1 by y minus 2 equal to 2, that is first equation. Then 6 by x minus 1 minus 3 by y minus 2 equal to 1, that is my second equation. So if you see the given equations, it is obvious that you can find the same 1 by x minus 1 here also. Here it is 1 by y minus 2, here also it is 1 by y minus 2. So the equations will become simple linear equations if you assume 1 by x minus 1 as p, right, and then 1 by y minus 2 as q. Okay, so I have assumed this as my p, this as my q. So now rewriting the given set of equations, so 5p plus q is equal to 2 and 6p minus 3q equal to 1. So I have taken this as my third and fourth equations. So if you again check the coefficients, here you will be seeing 1, 3, here it is 5 and 6. So 1 and 3 are very less numbers when compared to 5 and 6. So it's better if you multiply the third equation by 3 alone. That is a single step required to cancel your q there. So I'm multiplying equation 3 by 3. So here I'll be getting it as 15. 5 into 3 is 15. 1 is there. So 1 into 3 is 3q plus 3 into 2 is 6. And then write the equation 4 as such. So since here you have plus and minus signs, you can cancel the variable directly, 3q and plus 3q and minus 3q. So remaining things if you add up, you will get 21p equal to 7. So p is 1 by 3. And then substitute your p equal to 1 by 3 in equation 3. So my third equation is 5p plus q is equal to 2. So 5 into 1 by 3 plus q is equal to 2. So on simplification, you will be getting it as q equal to 1 by 3, right? So already you have found out p as 1 by 3, but you have assumed p as 1 by x minus 1. So 1 by 3 equal to 1 by x minus 1. On cross multiplying, you will be getting it as x minus 1 equal to 3. Therefore take this 1 to the other side. So x is equal to 4. A similar procedure you can adopt for q. Q is equal to 1 by 3, that is equal to 1 by y minus 2. Cross multiplication, then you find the answer as 5. So x equal to 4 and y equal to 5 are the answers. So example 19, a boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream in 10 hours. In 13 hours it can go 40 km upstream, 55 km downstream. Determine the speed of the stream and that of the boat in still water. So you should understand the problem. A boat, it is traveling 30 km and 44 km in a time of 10 hours. This 30 km, it is moving in the upstream direction. This 44 km is moving in the downstream direction. A similar thing here, 13 hours, the total time covered, the total time taken for covering this 40 km and 55 kilometers, 13 hours. And again this 40 km is covered by moving through upstream and 55 along downstream direction. So you have to find out the speed of the stream and speed of the boat in still water. So you assume the condition, this is stream and this is the boat. I am assuming the speed of the boat as x km per hour and speed of the stream as y km per hour. If the boat and the stream both moves in the same direction, you can say the condition is downstream. And if the boat moves in the opposite direction, that is upstream part of the stream. Upstream means what? The other side, not in the front side, in the back side of the stream. So the boat started moving opposite to the stream. So that moment you call it as upstream, right? So this is actually speed of the boat in still water. This is speed of the stream all alone, right? So actually what you want, you have to calculate the speed when the boat moves upstream. You have to calculate the speed when the boat moves downstream. So upstream means, what is that? The boat is moving opposite direction to that of the stream. So what is the upstream speed? It will be x minus y. Since it's moving opposite, you have to subtract both the speeds. It is x minus y. Downstream means both moving in the same direction. So you have to add up the speeds. So x plus y is the new speed for the boat moving in downstream direction. So here I have written whatever I explained. I assume the speed of the boat in still water as x km per hour and speed of the stream as y km per hour. Downstream is both moving in the same direction. So I have added the speeds. And upstream means both moving in different directions. So I have subtracted the speeds, right? This formula is from your physics subject. There is time is equal to distance by speed. It's a general formula to calculate your distance or time or speed. So here what you should understand, so first statement what they have given in the problem, the boat is covering 30 kilometer upstream and 44 kilometer downstream within a time span of 10 hours, right? So first you have to find out what is the time taken for the boat to cover this 30 kilometer with upstream movement, right? So applying this formula here, the time taken I am assuming it is T1 equal to the distance taken is 30 kilometer divided by the speed what I have calculated for an upstream behavior is it is x minus y. A similar procedure you can adopt for T2. T2 is equal to distance covered is 44 divided by x plus y. Similarly, T3 is equal to 40 by x minus y. T4 is equal to 55 by x plus y. Right? So, from the given problem statement, you can understand T1 plus T2 should be equal to 10. So, I am just simply replacing my T1 and T2 here. 30 by x minus y plus 44 by x plus y should be equal to 10. This should be my first equation and this should be my second equation. Just simply you add up these two and equate it to 13. This is given your problem. Okay, so I am going to solve the problem with the same procedure what I have done for the previous example problems. I am going to assume my 1 by x minus y as p, 1 by x plus y as q. So rewriting the given equations, I am getting I am getting 30p plus 44q is equal to 10 as my third equation, 40p plus 55q equal to 13 as my fourth equation. Okay, so I thought of adopting this cross multiplication. Why? Because if I go for elimination method, here the numbers are somewhat bigger when compared to 2, 3 or 5, something like that, right? So if you go for elimination method, then you should try to make the coefficients of either p or q as same. So what you should do, you should either multiply this by 40 or this by 55. Again, that will make your problem somewhat complicated and it will involve more calculations. To avoid all those, I am adopting this elimination method. This will save some time. So first you have to write the variables on the top. So here the variables are not x and y, instead it is p, q and then 1. So you write p, q and then write 1 here. Then you should start with, you just think what you have done in the case when the variables are x and y. So you started with y variable. Here I am going to start with this q. So 44 and 55. So I am writing 44, 55 here. And then one more thing, while rewriting, this will come to the left side and here it will become 0. Similarly, here also it is minus 13, here it will become 0. So this is minus 10, minus 13. And coming to the coefficients of p, it is 30 and 40. And then you have to repeat the same numbers here, that is 44 and 55. Okay. Then I have simply jumped to the values, right? So you write p, q, 1 here, then you cross multiply the things. You will be getting 44 into minus 13 minus I am introducing 55 into minus 10. A similar thing I have done it here also. So after simplification, I am getting p by minus 22, q by minus 10, 1 by minus 110. So I am naming it as 1, 2 and 3. Then comparing this 1 and 3 first, I will be getting what is p. Then comparing 2 and 3, I will be getting what is q. So comparing your 1 and 2, p by minus 22 is equal to 1 divided by minus 110. So cross multiplying, p is equal to 22 by 110. So this is p equal to 1 by 5. Okay, so p equal to 1 by 5, but already we have assumed what is p, 1 by x minus y. So cross multiplying, you will be getting it as x minus y equal to 5. A similar steps here, q by minus 10 is equal to 1 by minus 110. So q is equal to 1 by 11. But we have assumed 1 by q is equal to 1 by 11 as 1 by x plus y. So you will be getting an equation like this. So you are not ended up directly with the values, instead you have ended up with equations. So again you have to solve these equations. So I have written the equations here 1 and 2. There is x minus y equal to 5 and x plus y equal to 11. So if you see it here, they have same coefficients and the signs are different also, so it is, you can directly cancel y variable. So finally you got 2x is equal to 16, so x is equal to 8, right? Substitute your x is equal to 8 in either 1 or 2, so I am going for first equation. So after substituting I am getting y as 3, right? So but you have assumed x is the speed of the boat in still water and y is the speed of the stream. So simply rewriting it here, speed of the boat is 8 km per hour. The units are very important. Speed of the stream is 3 km per hour, right? So with this problem gets over. Thank you.